Good morning, boys and girls. So we have come to the end of the school year, and this is Mrs. Robinson's final video. I am burnt out doing videos, and I have my fingers and my toes crossed that come September we will be able to go back to assemblies in the gymnasium or the assembly hall, whatever. We haven't decided what we're going to call it yet because it's the most outstanding space in the school. So I'm hoping, because I want nothing better than to see all our boys and girls back in the assembly hall, joining in with all the chat and seeing all our friends getting their certificates every week, and we can all cheer and clap together. So that's what we're hoping for September. So, first of all, I want to praise our primary sevens. So you are leaving us tomorrow. And do you know what? You have been one fantastic year group. You have worked so hard, and I know the past 2 school years have not been what we would have wanted for you, and we would have wanted to have put on the big end of year show and had leavers masses and all the other nice things we get to do in primary 7, but life has been a little bit different. But you know what? And as I said to you all in the letter that I have written you, you are the boys and girls who will always be the COVID kids, and you'll be able to tell the story of life at that time when you become parents and grandparents in the years ahead. So as much as it hasn't really been fair, you've got through it. You've done brilliantly, and you know what? I've been very proud of you, especially this term, because you've stepped up, you've kept working. You haven't brought too much trouble to my door, which I'm very grateful for, which shows you are mature and ready for your next school. And you know what? Those post-primary schools are very, very lucky to be getting Holy Evangelist children. So boys and girls, remember, wear the uniform with pride. Make yourself proud, make your families proud, and make sure that when I go to meetings with the principals of the other schools that I hear the great news, because I love nothing better than when a principal says to me, Mrs. Robinson, you sent a real cracker to our school. They're shining like stars. So keep it up, because I know you can do it. To all our littlies in the nursery, I know some of you are coming to us for primary 1, and we cannot wait to see you in our brand new school in September. And for all the other nursery children who are heading off to other primary schools, you've been brilliant. We have loved having you, and I know that Miss McElhenney and Mrs. Kennedy will miss you greatly. So again, go you off to your new school and be little stars that came from Holy Evangelist Nursery. So that's our nursery children. So, your challenge over the summer. Now, I am going to set you a little bit of a learning challenge, because, as we all know, our primary 5s have been competing every week for the Hassett Cup for times tables. And when we come back in September, as I told you in our video last week, we're going to roll this over until into primary 4, 5, 6 and 7. So there's going to be a Hassett Cup. There's going to be Hassett Cup P3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So over the summer, if I was you lot, I would spend 5 minutes every day on the times tables. Maybe get mum or dad or granny or granda. Grannies and grandas are fantastic at their times tables, because they went to school, and when they went to school, life was a wee bit different. They might be able to tell you about that. They know their times tables inside out, upside down and back to front. So I want you all coming back ready for this competition in September. You don't want to start in the back foot, because I'm telling you, see our primary 5s, we have 2 teachers at the moment, and I'm really worried that they might fall out, because they have been really determined to win that cup. So we want the children coming back as determined as our teachers. Okie dokie. So practicing our times tables, and maybe have it as a little competition if you have a bigger brother or sister, and set yourself every week a different times table to practice, and maybe someone in the house could give you a little test on a Friday. So that's your first challenge. Second challenge, don't not read over the summer, because even though you're on your summer holidays, it doesn't mean that you have to just lie back and sunbathe. Because when Mrs. Robinson's sunbathing, Mrs. Robinson, the first thing she does is I pick up a book, and I never go to bed at night where I don't read a chapter of a book, and I want you to do the same, because reading teaches you so much about the world around you. It teaches you about creativity and using your imagination. And it sometimes brings you into a different world, and you can question things and you learn about things. Not all books have to be fiction. Sometimes there'll be books that are factual. Maybe you love finding out about animals or about science or about space or the environment, or maybe you like finding out about countries or other languages. So I want everybody, nursery right up to P7, to get into the habit of reading. It might be that you read at bedtime. Maybe one of our nursery, our primary 1, 2 or 3, maybe an adult would read you a story at bedtime. But our bigger boys and girls, you should really be reading yourself, reading for love of reading. And you know, Mrs. McComb will be super proud if she can hear in September about boys and girls who have continued to read over the summer. And that goes for our adults. Everybody get into the habit of reading, and let's all step away from our TVs and our box sets and our iPads. Okie dokie, so that's your 2 challenges. And our primary 1, 2 and 3, you could continue to work on your number bonds and your number stories, so that when you come back, you're clued in for when the big work starts in September. So that's my challenges for over the summer holidays. And then most importantly, I want you all to stay safe and well. I want to hear great things when everybody comes back. So this week, as we know, it is June and we're coming to the end of a school year. And at the end of a school month, we always have the big certificates. So we have this month, we have Superstar for June. We have Rights Respecting Global Citizen. We have Creative Writer of the Month for June, and we also have Mathematician of the Month for June. So that's the 4 big awards that are being given out in your classrooms, and I cannot wait to hear who's got those ones, because these are the people who've really worked so hard and really impressed their teacher. And remember, next week school reports are going out, and you'll get to find out if teacher thinks you've really excelled with your work this year, and you'll also get to find out who your new teacher is. Okay, so you really want that envelope coming home next week. Not that I know you love your current teacher, but who's getting you next year? And they'll hear great things from your current teacher. Okie dokie. So, who got my head teacher awards this week? So this week, and there is yellow in my dress somewhere. It's in there somewhere. So I'm trying my best to colour coordinate. So this week, who got the yellow badge or the gold badge? So let's have a look. So in primary 1, we have a girl who, you know, she is just so kind and so friendly and so mannerly around our school, and it's Kiva Crosby. So good girl, Kiva. We have a boy who comes in the morning with Granny Betty, and you know what? Between Granny Betty and him, they've just got the loveliest manners, and I get the loveliest greeting every morning, and it's Barra Conlon. Primary 3, and my sheets are all back to front. Primary 3, do you know, we have a girl and she just skips in the gate every morning, the biggest smile on her face, and it's Olivia Gallagher. And Olivia Gallagher, we have another Olivia Gallagher starting this school in September, coming from another school to us, so we'll have 2 Olivia Gallaghers. So I wonder, will number 2 be as skippy as number 1? Primary 4, I was in last week in Miss McWilliams' class, and her whole class were practicing the Holy Evangelist shuffle for cleaning our feet. And you know what? It was hard to pick because we had a room full of shakers and movers, but there was one really impressed me, who, I'm telling you, this boy had rhythm, and it's Jake Doherty. So well done, Jake Doherty. I reckon you could be on the West End stage in years to come. Primary 5, it is, we have a lovely girl who comes through the gates in the morning with her brother and sister, and it's Rachel Larkin. Biggest smile on her face every morning, just cheers up Mrs. Hassett and myself at the gate. Primary 6, we have, let me just find primary 6. Who is primary 6? Primary 6, oh, Connor McDonnell, for being such a mannerly, well-behaved young man in this school. So Connor McDonnell, very well done. And last but not least, and you know, I'm going to give this boy real praise. We have a boy in primary 7 who's leaving us tomorrow. And do you know, he has cheered me up every single day from he came to this school in primary 1. He is positive, He gives praise. He's happy for his classmates. He is a kind friend, and he's one of the kindest natured young men I think I've ever had the pleasure of meeting. So do you know what? This is a boy I'm really, really going to miss, and it's Dara Morgan. So Dara, go you off and do the same thing in your next school, because you are a very special superstar. All right. So that's my head teacher awards for the end of June, and there'll be no more of those next week. And very finally, I always get children who say to me, but Mrs. Robinson, I never get a birthday certificate. And I do try my best to post them out over the summer. So what I'm going to do is this year, I'm going to give the June and July ones out this week, and then I'll give the August babies, because you don't want it too early either. I'll give the August babies their birthday certificates the first week back in September. All right. So we have lots of these, and we have lots of staff as well over the summer, so they don't get their birthday certificates, and we have one member of staff who has a special birthday. So when you see somebody getting one of these for June and July, I want you to shout out in your best happy evangelist positive voice, happy birthday. So boys and girls, can't wait to see you all in September. Please keep working hard on the times tables and the reading, and come back to us as the superstars that we know you all are. And primary sevens, off you go. And we're going to miss you so much. All right, and I'll see you all later on when I come round the rooms. So have a fantastic summer, and good luck everyone. Bye.